Let us look into the details of what is currently ongoing in West Asia. What is really happening between Gaza and Israel? What is the role of Hezbollah in this particular fight? And what is the alleged role of Iran, which is a separate state, in this fight? To start with, on October 7th, a terrorist organization called Hamas attacked from Gaza. Before going to the details of the current issue, first we should know what is the ground situation in West Asia. The state of Israel is bordered by two Palestinian territories, that is West Bank, which is currently situated to the east of Israel, and the next is Gaza Strip, which is lying on the western side. Gaza Strip is a small territory which is bounded by Mediterranean to the west, Egypt to the south, and Israel to the eastern part. Since 1964, West Bank is administered by the Palestinian Liberation Organization, which is recognized by the United Nations and also by the State of Israel. At the same time, Gaza is being administered by the terrorist organization called Hamas. Coming back to the recent issues, on October 7th, Israel faced a surprise attack from Hamas. It was a Sabbath day for the Israelis, but for the Hamas, it was a pre-planned day of attack. Let us now look into the reasons why Hamas would have attacked Israel. The first and foremost reason is to destabilize West Asia. Currently, following the USA brokered Abraham Accords, Israel had been in a good relation with most of the Arab nations, which is led by United Arab Emirates, that is UAE. And Saudi Arabia is planning, or to be specific, was planning to join the Abraham Accords and was planning to re-establish the relations between Israel and Saudi Arabia and thus create a much more stable West Asia. But after the recent attack from Hamas on Israel and the retaliation from the part of Israel, Saudi Arabia had decided to stall all the processes relating to Abraham Accords, which is one of the intended aims of Hamas, to destabilize West Asia, or at least to prevent Arab nations from joining hands with Israel. One of the another sure-shot reason is Hamas need a more recognition from the world politics. Currently, it is the Palestinian Liberation Organization which is being recognized by majority of the nations, even including India, whereas Hamas is labeled as a terrorist organization. So what Hamas actually needs is, they need the real control of the Palestinian state, and also they need a solution for the long-ending war between the Palestinians and Israelis. Now we know the reasons why Hamas had attacked Israel. Now let us see what all are the consequences or what all could be the possible outcomes of this particular attack, especially focusing on the interest of India. The relation between India and Israel and also the relation between India and Palestine had been on a stable, good stand since few years. To start with, the dehyphenation policy which the government of India had taken in this issue had been applauded by most of the nations around the world. India, being a sovereign state, had been considering both Israel and Palestine as separate entities. If you consider the bilateral relationship between India and both of these nations, India had recognized the voice of Palestinians as an independent state. When it comes to the relation between Israel and India, the cooperation is much higher. Energy security, be it defense acquisitions, or be it water purification and water security matters. In most of these cases, the relation between India and Israel is very high. So, following the current issue and the ongoing issues, what might happen is that all these relations between India and Israel might be stalled. The Indian plans of procuring defense equipments from Israel could be halted. Just like we saw in the Russia-Ukraine war, the Indian acquisition of defense equipments from Russia had been stalled following the war. Such a similar situation can occur here also. One another concern is the previous history of destabilizations in West Asia. Whenever there had been issues of war or civil wars in West Asia, terrorist attacks in India will also increase. That is what we observe from history. So, the Indian forces, both the intelligence agencies and the security forces, are now in a vigil to prevent any such kinds of terrorist activities in the Indian soil. One another concern with India is that now India is forced to pick a side. Are we with Israel or are we with Palestine? But here, the government of India had taken a strong and neutral stand. Initially, the Indian Prime Minister vouched for the unconditional support to the state of Israel. Also following that, the government had clarified that at the same time, we condemn any acts of terrorism and also we respect and we accept the nation of Palestine as an independent state. And thus, India had again proved that without taking any particular side, we can make our own voice heard and also we can make our stand firm and clear. So currently, our focus is on evacuating Indians from the war trouble zones. Operation 𝐏𝐚𝐢𝐬, which is being coordinated by the government of India, had already brought hundreds of Indians back to safety. And currently, our operations are ongoing to bring much more Indians from the soils of Israel and Palestine. Now the question is simple. What is the solution to address all this issue? But the answer is not that simple. The issues ongoing in Israel is not just involved in one question. It includes a matter of discussions about religion. It includes a matter of discussions about world geopolitics, especially focusing on Israel, Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and other major players like USA. So, a one-step solution to this issue is not practical. But the easiest thing which we can do is immediate ceasefire. The current attacks, the current gunfires and missile attacks ongoing between Gaza and Israel should be stopped immediately. The major global leaders like India and USA can step in and prevent both the nations from attacking each other. The next major step can be to provide humanitarian assistance to people who are suffering from these wars. And last but not least, the people of Israel and Palestine should decide how they should rectify these issues, how amicably they can manage the ongoing issues between the religious and other geopolitical issues. Only through such a participative way, a comprehensive and sustainable solution could be attained. Only by ensuring consensus between the people of Palestine and Israel, this issue can be solved. Let us see how long the world should wait to bring back stability to West Asia.
Amrita IAS Academy.